All right, now let's go to sheet 4, and we're going to do a similar chart. So it's somewhat like this one. Okay, this is like a side-by-side chart. Okay, and so I'm going to introduce a couple of more concepts here. So same kind of initial structure, product category and product subcategory. All right, as rows, and sales here. Okay. Now, to differentiate between the 3 product categories, you could probably bring in product category to color. Okay. So this is the title, sales by product category and subcategory. Okay, so then we can get rid of these 2 labels. All right. Now, there is one other thing that we can do here, and that is, okay, there are some really small sales values, okay, and maybe it is a good idea to combine them into one. All right. So, first we need to sort these bars. So, you go here, hover over sales, and if you click that, then it is going to sort the bars within each pane. Okay. So, now suppose we want to combine these 4. So, that is grouping. So, highlight, do shift click, okay, click on the first one and then shift click the last one. So, now you have selected the 4. Now, right click and select group. Okay. So, that will group them. Now, there is too big a label here, right. So, right click and edit alias. Okay. So, you can say instead of listing each and every value, so you can say other office. Okay, and sort again. Okay. That is one embellishment that we can do, where we have reduced the number of subcategories. Okay, so it becomes less busy, right. One more thing we can do is to add readability. Okay, so we can add a reference line. So, reference lines are added to provide context in terms of how big each bar is with respect to some kind of basis for comparison. Okay. One thing we can compare is that if we put an average all across, okay, average sales all across all products. So, if you put a line like that, then you can compare the length of each bar against that reference line. So, to get an idea as to how big or how small relative to the average a particular product is. Okay. So, go to analytics and then you say average line, or you can select reference line and then select average, because these two are about the same. So bring in average line, and if you drop it on table, then you will get one single line all across the table, okay, and then it will have the title of the computation that was used to draw the line. Okay. Now you can edit that. All right. So instead of saying computation, it's probably, if we can add what that average is. Okay. So right now, of course, we have the x-axis value, so it's slightly over 600. So it's probably not even needed. But suppose you want to include the average, the value of the average, right? So you can select value. All right. So now it just puts the value there, but you don't know what that value is, right? What is that value? So what we can do is we can add custom label, and then, okay, even though it's custom, there are only few things that you're allowed to include here. So you have to click this arrow and select, say, computation. So that means average. Okay, so it puts the computation that is used to draw the line, and then you can say equal to, right, and then you can insert value. Now, instead of this, if you think that it will be more useful to have an average for individual product category, right? So then you go and edit and change it to per pane. So then you will get one average for each pane. Okay. So this will be the average for technologies, average for office supplies, this is average for furniture. What will happen if I change it to per cell? Yeah, it will show an average in each bar, because each bar is a cell. So it's useless that it's going to just put a line at the end of each bar. So at this point, you can either have an average for the entire table or average for a particular product category, whichever is useful.